Today on LA Currents, we focus on Council District 9 and the efforts to keep the community green, clean, and working to fulfill some dreams. Well, author-journalist Marty Rubin said parks and playgrounds are the soul of a city. And that is definitely the thought and feeling of my guest today. I'm delighted to be joined by Councilmember Curren Price of District 9. Parks are definitely part of the soul of CD9, and you're making sure that those get expanded.
Well, it really is. You know, when I got elected in 2013, I pledged that we were going to make the district greener by having more parks, expanding our parks, and we have been able to do just that. Since 2013, we've allocated almost $60 million in improving our parks, creating new parks, creating playground areas, walking paths, places where families and kids can really enjoy the outdoors and take advantage of the parks that exist.
Why do you feel it's so important? I mean, obviously, you know, there's a litany of reasons we can think of, especially during the pandemic, about the need to get, but personally, why has it become something that is it what your constituent is saying, is what you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just a combination of things. First of all, our area is underparked. You know, we probably have the least number of parks, open spaces in the city. And so we have a real challenge making sure that we provide the kinds of resources that are available in other parts of the city in our district. And so, as I said, we're taking it very personally, making sure that we're doing all we can to enhance existing sites, installing new playground equipment, walking paths, better lighting, and as I said, creating new parks that will benefit the community.
Okay, we've got lots of fun things to talk about, but I got to tell you, there's a park that you have put in place that the reason it exists was a petition of kids.
Last fall, we opened the Trinity skate park, the second skate park that we've had in CD9. And we were able to do so, again, with the enthusiastic support of the parents in the area and, of course, the kids. They were very excited. We've done improvements around the park, better landscaping, better lighting, enhancing some playground equipment, really demonstrating to the community that we care. And so Trinity Skate Park is exciting, and it builds on the improvements that we made at Trinity Park.
All right, well, that was not the only park that, has been a priority. I mean, you've got South Park. And South Park Recreation Center is, definitely been something. And I actually had a map of your district, and it's interesting to see how the districts are broken into and how big the parks are, et cetera. But South Park is pretty big.
It's a very big park and an old one. It's over 100 years old, very historic. And so we've been, over the past several years, doing a number of improvements there, improving the fields, improving the amphitheater, better lighting. It's got a community safety patrol. And again, it also had been a gang hangout. And it was very dark and dreary. Now it's well lit. We've got walking paths all around. We recently had a ribbon cutting on a new football field, 2 new baseball fields, and 3 new signs. And so we are excited about the opportunity to continue our work at South Park and to provide resources to our families and kids.
I would imagine that those fields are going to be super utilized, and the high tech, it's AstroTurf, or I don't even know if you call it that anymore.
Well, it is. It's state-of-the-art synthetic.
Right.
And
synthetic, good word.
It will last much longer and provide greater use for our kids.
And, there's nothing like Friday night lights on those big scoreboards.
Absolutely.
All right, well, there's what's been done, and then there's all the hopes and dreams and exceptionally, vigorous and ambitious projects that you want to do. I mean, I know you want to, add more, but then there's Inel Woods Park.
Yeah, that was another exciting pocket park opportunity.
All right, explain a pocket park.
It's a small park. In this one, in fact, there was a median that was transformed into a park area, so that again, people will have some access to some green space in an area where we don't have a lot of park activity. But Inel Woods was a real pioneer in the community. As a matter of fact, she lived not far from the park. And so we thought it was appropriate that we dedicate it to someone who had such strong roots, strong history in the area, and who was an advocate not only for parks and recreation, but for the community at large.
Even the fact that it's a pocket park, there's still some really cool things you can put in there.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, in this pocket park, we're going to be having some walking trails, some exercise areas, picnic tables.
Wow.
So we really want to make it a very functional space, though small, a functional space for the community. But again, demonstrating the fact that we want to be creative, we want to be innovative, and the idea of transforming an unused and unsightly median into a open space play area is significant, and the neighbors they're just loving it.
You know, looking for those spaces, is that hard to do?
Well, you know, it is, especially when you have an area that's sort of landlocked.
Exactly.
You know, as I said, part of the reason why we don't have much park space in South LA is because there was no planning. There was no planning for it. And so to create parks now, you've got to either take out some residential areas, you know, convert some commercial areas, industrial areas. And so we got to be very creative and very strategic. And that's what we're doing.
Not all of your citizens have 2 legs. Some of them have 4.
Yes,
And
they
so
do.
you've actually, you know, been able to think about, and even we talk about the pandemic and the fact that outside has become more of a priority in our life for, you know, obviously we've always known that it's a good thing to get outside, run around, let your kids have fresh air, etc. But now our need to get out, I think, has been amplified by the fact that we've rediscovered outside. And we've also rediscovered the companionship of pets.
Well, we know we've got some furry friends.
Yes, we do.
In CD9, lots of dogs. And unfortunately, no place for them to go. You know, while there are dog parks in other parts of the city, there was not one in CD9. And so we were very excited to be able to create one at the Ross Snyder recreation area. Again, providing access to an area for people to bring their pets in a safe, clean manner.
The dogs are going to be really, really happy, but I know that there are some other things that are being enhanced over there at the park that are going to make people happy.
Absolutely. We're going to be enhancing the fitness area for neighbors, better lighting, better security, more landscaping. Again, creating an environment that will be very safe and secure for family and friends to have fun at the park.
Green Meadows, you know, what a coup. I mean, I know that this was, you know, a wonderful opportunity that you fought hard for and you got a grant.
We did. It was a $7 million competitive grant. And so we were excited about that. It's going to permit us to create 2 new basketball courts there. We're going to have play areas, walking paths, better lighting, enhanced lighting, security. And we're excited that we're going to be breaking ground this summer so that neighbors will be able to enjoy it next year.
And have barbecues there next year, because that's part of it.
There'll be some park benches, there'll be some areas to sit out under grass and to really have fun. We want everybody involved to take an interest and to make sure that they have a stake in the success of the park.
Do you have a history when you were a kid? You remember playing outside in the parks?
Oh yeah. I played Little League Baseball at Harvard Park, at Van Ness Park, and remember fondly, you know, going there, going in the morning and staying all day. You know, playing. I played Little League Baseball in one park in the morning, another park in the afternoon. The Vermont Square Park I used to walk to when I was in elementary school. There was a library nearby. And so these facilities are part and parcel of our community. And so we want to make sure that people know that they are safe, they're accessible, and they're for them.
Well, I am delighted that we had this chance to talk about all of these wonderful events that are parks that are growing, and I wish you a world of luck making, you know, more and more and more green space. Do you agree with the quote that parks and playgrounds are the soul of a city?
Oh, absolutely. And that's especially true in CD9. As I mentioned, you know, a third of our population is under 18. That's a population that really benefits from having open space, a place to play in a safe way. But not just kids. And so we want our parks to be accessible to our teenagers, to our seniors, to adults, to enjoy the open space, to have an opportunity to walk, you know, to improve their health and safety at a time when being outdoors is very important.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Councilmember. It was wonderful to talk with you.
Well, thank you,
All
Maria,
right.
as always. Thank you.
In partnership with LA Conservation Corps, LA's 311, and CRCD Enterprises, unsightly trash piles and out-of-control vegetation can be a thing of the past in District 9. A plan is in place to respond quickly to calls for cleanup, called Rapid Response. Here's how it works.
Well, we're just excited to bring together a team of individuals that are committed to helping keep CD9 clean. We've got a collaborative effort with the public sector and the private sector, and we're just all here recognizing that we're all on one team.
Rapid Response is a team which Councilmember Curren D put together for rapid response for items and different things that's in your neighborhood that doesn't quite get picked up as fast and quick as you would want them to be picked up. So he put this team together so we can get out there and be a quicker response to every need that's in our district.
You know, environmental equity is something that's so very, very important, certainly in our society, but especially in our community. And you know, environmental issues are overlooked or shortchanged or not given the same kind of priority as that they receive in other communities. And so that's why I'm so proud to represent this area, so proud to have a collaboration, individuals and organizations that have a vision of improving the quality of life, right? And even if you don't live here, you know somebody who does. You know, you might have a relative or a friend here. And so, you know, you're making a big difference in their lives, you know, because they're the ones that are driving down the street. They see trash, you know, that you're asked to pick up, sometimes over and over and over again. They see it, and we know it. We want to make things different. We want to make things better. And so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Conservation Corps works with young people. Right now we're working primarily with young people who are 18 to 26 years old, and we were very lucky to be asked to serve as the Clean and Green teams in CD9, and so we have 3, soon to be 4 crews of Corps members who are coming out into the district and cleaning up major corridors every day.
The Enterprise's mission is changing lives one job at a time. We hire and train youth and young adults to help us and assist with the beautification efforts, primarily in CD9.
So coming in on a day-to-day basis, we would like to provide service to the residents, so that way they have access to their busways, to school in a safe manner.
Today we are on 52nd, adjacent to a school, and as you can see, there's a lot of debris, and what this debris builds up kind of makes the kids have to kind of walk in the street because there's not enough pedestrian thoroughfare.
Today we're on Grand and 45th. This area is significant because it's a hot spot in our grid. This is where the spots where we have most of our dumping. We focus on alleyways, school zones, and different neighborhoods. But the bulk of our work is weed abatement, bulky item, and loose litter.
Just report any bulky items, any debris that gets put out. Call 311, report it to 311, or they could download My 311 app and actually report it on the app.
La oficina del concejal Curren D está comprometida a limpiar la comunidad, pero necesitamos la ayuda de ustedes para poder limpiar, y porque este es un problema muy grande. Si por favor puede usar el 311 llamando al 311 o usar la aplicación. Eso ayuda mucho para mantener la comunidad limpia.
Muchas de las veces las personas no saben que estar tirando basura a las calles ilegalmente causa muchos problemas con la salud y con el ambiente. Que pueden llamar, si tienen boqui, si tienen basura que tirar, pueden tirarla fuera de su casa, llamar al 311 y vienen a juntarlo fuera de la casa. No tienen que tirarlo ilegalmente en otros lugares o callejones.
So one person will come and dump, let's just say a couch, and then another person will see a couch there, being that it's near an empty lot, and say, oh, that's a perfect area for us to dump. And they'll come and dump boxes, debris, and anything else that they see that they need to get rid of.
We often have dumping in the same area 2 to 3 times a week. They're feeling comfortable and dumping in certain areas, and then it's a repeated situation.
The most frustrating things I find that is when we come out and clean up, and then people come right back and dump. And I think it's just a disjustice to the community that they're not connected to our services sometimes, and that's why we're here to get them back in connection with using the 301 system.
We're working hard to make sure we have a reporting system in place, one that tracks what you're doing, not so we can keep up with you, but so we can make sure we're serving the needs of the constituents, because that's why we're here. We're here for the citizens.
I think it's a good system. We couldn't do this. It's a partnership with the councilman. His approach is definitely innovative, and I think Councilman and his team have really done an effort to look at what works now so that the cleaning efforts that we do really make a good impact.
So we measure the success of our teams, especially those in CD9, through this really great reporting system, which provides real-time data to both the council office and our team to ensure that our core members are cleaning up the areas most in need of cleanup.
We've outlined our plans to make sure every part of our district gets cleaned. It gets cleaned quickly, effectively, and efficiently.
I think once we start cleaning, the residents take the initiative to actually start doing. Once they see it clean, they want to keep it clean. So from there, you see more being proactive in the community.
Always remember the quality of life which everyone deserves depends on each other.
The council office is all in. You know, we've allocated some $3 million of discretionary money that could be going to parks, going to seniors, going to youth programs. We've diverted that to environmental equity. You know, bringing on crews like yourselves, buying equipment like this.
Our mission at the Corps is to provide young people with work experience and job training. And so the idea is we're giving these young people a chance to explore what they might want to do for the rest of their lives, maybe just the next few years, but we're giving them experience and we are giving them an opportunity to give back to their community. It's very easy to become a Corps member. You can go to our website, www.lacorps, that's LACORPS.org, and click on the button, I want to join.
So we have a reentry program where we hire and train the reentry folks that come in. They come into our program and they get trained, and then they go out in the field. They get work experience where they're able to go out and get a job, but not only get the job, but also maintain the job. So it's a wraparound service that we do in-house, and then they go out and help the community. Gives them a sense of ownership, because a lot of the folks that clean the neighborhood are from the neighborhood.
As I look around in conversations I've had, a lot of you guys live here. A lot of you are from this community. You know, because again, you're not just cleaning up some area that needs cleaning, but you clean up your own backyard. And so we just want to say that we appreciate the localness of what we're doing.
I think for me, the most important part of this partnership is that CD9 is actually a place we call home. It is the place where we have our flagship site, a location we've served in and out of for 36 years. Our Corps members call CD9 home as well, and this is really an opportunity for them and us to give back, to pay it forward, and to make a difference in their own backyards.
Seeing this on a day-to-day basis, it's very heartbreaking. Living in this community, seeing this, it's one of the things where the life that we have would be low. Coming in and seeing something empty and clean, it brings a different point of life. You know, people are a lot happier. You know, people will be proud of their community, and that's what, you know, living here and seeing a clean community will bring progress.
This is historic. No other council office has ever amassed the kinds of resources that we are amassing to make a difference. We appreciate them, and we care about them, and we appreciate their commitment to our community. We're all in this together.
Don't let CD9!
CD9's ambitious project, known as Slauson Connect, gets underway as Metro begins work on a transportation path that will bring a much-needed space for play, recreation, wellness, and mobility to one of LA's more park-poor regions. Well, there's one thing you can be guaranteed of in Los Angeles, that nothing ever stays the same. And sometimes the biggest challenges create the most interesting opportunities. Such is the case with the Slauson Corridor, and things are happening in CD9. I'm delighted to be joined today by Councilmember Curren Price and all of the wonderful things that are happening in CD9 regarding the Slauson Corridor.
Thank you, Maria. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Thanks. All right, we need to kind of define what the Slauson Corridor is. I mean, Slauson Avenue is 20.9 miles going across, Los Angeles, but what exactly are we talking about?
Well, roughly we're talking about the Slauson from Normandy to Alameda, that whole length. And let me tell you, the exciting part is we have ushered in almost $400 million of investment along this corridor. And so we're excited about the opportunities to bring new park space, to bring new housing, to bring more commercial activities. And it's just going to be enhancing an area that has been neglected for far too long.
What was left there? It's an area that wasn't used with rail.
Well, so first of all, there used to be a rail line that ran that area. And so the rail line has been discontinued for many, many years now. So working closely with Metro, they have talked about revitalizing that corridor. So as we speak, in fact, the rail lines are coming out, and plans are being made for a variety of investments in that area in CD9, a corridor that's going to provide opportunities for our families and our kids.
Let's talk about the fact that, within CD9, I mean, that whole Slauson Corridor project is huge and encompasses even more than CD9, but you really stepped in and created a thing called Slauson Connect.
Absolutely. Slauson Connect is located on Slauson from Budlong to Normandy Avenue. And it was a unused parcel for Metro. We identified it as a potential park, and a learning center. And so I'm excited to say that some $25 million has been allocated to create a state-of-the-art learning center in this area. It's going to have a 12,000 square foot resource center. It's going to include a 2-acre park. We're going to be providing after-school programming. There's going to be a recording studio along there. Of course, landscaping, walking paths, bike paths. It's going to really become a center. And we call it Connect because it is going to literally connect a variety of activities along that Slauson Corridor.
Not an inexpensive project, but you were able to garner that. Where did the money come from?
Well, we cobbled to get the money together.
Good job.
From a variety of resources. And so we're pleased that we plan on breaking ground, in fact, later this year. And will be in operation in late 23.
So this after-school programming and childcare and learning opportunities, so there is a very robust population around there that would definitely be able to take advantage of this opportunity.
Oh yeah, lots of working families in the area, lots of kids, and very few open spaces. And so that's why this particular parcel is so exciting. It's going to complement what's being planned along, actually coming from Crenshaw all the way to the river. But this segment in CD9 is going to be especially exciting because we have a number of activities planned along the corridor. And Slauson Connect is going to be certainly one of the important ones.
So what has the community said to you about the plans? Are they excited?
We've gotten input from citizens, from neighbors, from businesses, etc. They are excited because, although there are activities along that corridor, this rail line has been vacant for 30 or 40 years. So people are excited to see some adaptive reuse that's going to take place, opening up the space, making it accessible, making it available, and making it real functional for our kids and our adults. A little further down on Slauson and Figueroa, we have Bill Green Park.
Yeah, that's very fun.
That's going to be another exciting part. Again, this had been a vacant parcel owned by DWP for almost 60 years. It was a real eyesore, it was a problem, but we came in and worked out a partnership agreement with DWP. We're going to be creating an exciting open space there, our first amphitheater in the area. There's going to be a fitness area, walking paths, a real exciting kind of a space along this corridor that had been unused before. And we're naming it for Bill Green. Bill Green was a real pioneer, a political and a community pioneer in the area. As a matter of fact, he represented that area for almost 25 years. in South LA. So we think it's appropriate that we name it after someone who's got who made a great contribution while he served, and this site will continue to provide a great contribution to citizens in the area.
I read he was a freedom rider.
He was a freedom rider, a real civil rights pioneer, and so we hope to commemorate his activism by having a park that's going to be accessible, available, and something that people will be excited to use.
So Slauson and Wall, that's a big one.
Big site, it's a 7-acre site, the city owned, and again for the last 30 years it was vacant. It was a real eyesore. There was a competitive RFP. It was won by a group that is proposing to provide housing, a grocery store, a recreation area, open space. In fact, they're proposing a 3-acre park. You know, some 200.
How big is this space?
It's a 7-acre site. 7 acres.
My word!
And you don't see that very much at all anywhere around the city. So it'll feature housing, a park, a commercial area, a grocery store, and so it's going to really be a center in and of itself. And we're excited that it's going to be right there along the corridor, shops, stores, restaurants, etc. That will really again enhance the community. We're talking about an investment of almost $250 million. So it's not something to sneeze at, but it's an investment that the business community is willing to make because they know that coupled with the other activities that are going on in that corridor, it's going to meet a real need.
Sounds like it's going to check off a lot of boxes. I mean, housing being a critical issue, food deserts being a critical issue, open space being a critical issue.
And you can do a lot with 7 acres.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're talking about in some other parts of our district creating little pocket parks, you know, a block or half a block or so. To have a 7-acre site is something very exciting, and the neighbors are really looking forward to the transformational impact that that's going to have on the area.
Are you excited about the energy?
I'm very excited about the energy.
You feeling it? I mean, is it making you think that all things are possible?
Well, listen, you know, we call it the new ninth because of that.
True.
Because of that spirit of involvement, of engagement, and making good things happen. And they're happening, I think, because we've got the support of citizens, we've got their energy, we've got their ideas, and we're doing what's right. And so that means a lot.
So when is Mr. Green's park going to be done?
We're going to break ground in the spring, and it should be in operation next year. We thought that was appropriate to commemorate his achievements, but also for the vision and for the inspiration that he provides and will provide to others as well.
I love this idea because last we spoke I learned about Miss Woods, and now I'm learning about, you know, Mr. Green. It's also really interesting to find out about these people and to celebrate people that maybe one had not heard of before, and to really, you know.
Well, being that's part of the educational process, you know, making folks aware of what their roots are, you know, and what who came before them, what those contributions were, and how we build upon them to create an even better, more vibrant future.
All right, well, good luck with your 1/3 of Slauson. I know that's a huge swath of space, but it sounds like there's some pretty exciting things going on there, and I can't wait to see how it all turns out.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share with you, and we look forward to giving you an update.
All right, and a tour.
And a tour, absolutely.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on this LA Current.